Hi there, I'm Greg Johnson, and I'm here in downtown Salt Lake City at Temple Square. Many of you know I'm writing a book called The Bridge Book. It's the 25-year story of the Mormon Evangelical dialogue and the amazing things God has been doing over the last 25 years in building a new kind of relationship between the Mormon community and the evangelical community. You know, when it comes to the Mormon Evangelical dialogue, I think most of us are pretty fascinated with each other. Our Mormon friends are very fascinated with evangelicals, and our evangelical friends are very fascinated with Mormonism. And we tend to have an agenda for one another. We want to turn them into evangelicals, and they want to turn us into Latter-day Saints. You know, I'm always tempted to ask a bigger question. What is God's agenda for the Mormon Evangelical dialogue? What does He want to see happen between the Mormon community and the evangelical community? And that's why I'm writing this book. As I write the Bridge Book, I want to tell the story of what God's been up to over the last 25 years. I want to try to answer that question. What is God's agenda in the Mormon Evangelical dialogue? You know, as you look back over the last 25 years, what started as one night at Denver Theological Seminary when 4 evangelical professors responded to one BYU professor's book, that resulted in a book being written 5 years later called How Wide the Divide, between Dr. Craig Blomberg and Dr. Stephen Robinson. And from that point forward, over the last 20 years, we've seen this new conversation emerge. Things that have allowed us to do things that we would never have imagined. The LDS Church allowed Dr. Ravi Zacharias to speak in the Mormon Tabernacle in 2004, the first time since Dr. D.L. Moody, the famed evangelical evangelist, did it in 1899, with Michael Card bringing the music. In addition to that, we saw Nick Vujicic, the amazing young evangelist from Australia who doesn't have any limbs, and he came and he preached the gospel in the tabernacle in 2009. It was an amazing event and an amazing evening with lots of support. Then in 2014, Ravi Zacharias came back a second time and had another amazing evening in the tabernacle with Fernando Ortega. In 2011, we were able to have the National Association of Evangelical board meeting, of which I was proud to serve as a member of, here in Salt Lake City. And we met at the governor's mansion when one of the leading Mormon leaders came and addressed us and spoke to our group, creating opportunities for evangelical and Mormon leaders to begin relationships. So over the last 20 years, students have been talking to students, scholars have been talking to scholars, and leaders have been talking to leaders. And all kinds of people have been getting to know that Mormons and evangelicals need to have a conversation about the things that unite us and the things that divide us theologically. And when we do that with respect and civility, good things will happen. That's God's agenda for the Mormon Evangelical dialogue. So thanks for listening, and thanks for joining me as I write the book, The Bridge Book. Keep us in prayer, and when it comes out next spring, I hope you'll get a copy. Follow us on Facebook, and like and share this with your friends so that a lot of people can learn about this amazing story and the question that God has been asking, what is His agenda for the Evangelical Mormon dialogue as we seek to further understand the answers that He has for all of us.